it's your butch best friend, and I'm here to talk to you today about cigar humidors. First up is the 75 count humidor. You can get an idea of it. I bought this for my wife. That's why it's got her name on it. And you can see that inside, this one's full of cigars, of course, but there are the cigars, and then there's this little tray that comes with it, and then you can put more cigars down below. And you can see that we use heartfelt beads for the humidification in the corner there. And we'll put that back in. Now, they call it a 75 count humidor because that's supposedly about how many sticks you can put in it. It depends on obviously the size of the stick and what you're doing. Okay, over here, this is a 300 count humidor, and you can see that it's empty because I have my cigars in a different humidor. But this is a 300 count, and let me show you the side here a little bit, give you some perspective of the 75 count versus the 300. And again, one of the things I wanted to show you was the humidification system. And here right now I'm using in this humidor what's called black ice from Humicare, and it comes in a jar that splits so you can put them in the four corners. And inside of it, let me just show you, inside of it you'll see all these little flecks and flakes. That's actually humidifying gel. So I fill this with distilled water, which obviously I need to do since it's about empty, but I'm going to fill it about halfway with distilled water, and these things are going to blow up and get big and continue to give off humidity. The nice thing with the gel packs and the heartfelt beads is that they give off humidity at about 70%, and then they also will take in humidity to keep everything at about 70% so things don't get too wet. So one of the other things I wanted to show you whenever you're looking for a humidor, I don't know if you can see it very well, but this has a big lip on it. And you want that because when it seals, that's going to go down behind this edge here. So when it seals up, then you have a good seal. Your humidifying materials are going to stay there. Your cigars are going to stay fresh. Now you'll have to excuse the room. It's a bit of a mess, but this is my cabinet humidor. 6 foot by 4 foot by about 1.5 feet deep. And let's go ahead and open it. I got this humidor in a major deal off Craigslist for $60. And all I had to do, excuse me just a moment here. All I had to do is make some shelves for it. Now here's something you might not know. The shelves, these are Spanish cedar strips. But Spanish cedar isn't actually a cedar, it's a mahogany. I couldn't find enough Spanish cedar at a price that I could afford to make full shelves out of it. So instead, I used a wood that's not going to have any issues with it, which is a mahogany. So they are both mahogany woods. This one's called Spanish cedar. It's the aromatic one. That's the one you want for the smells of a nice cigar humidor and give you that nice tobacco-y smell. Needless to say, the cigars are going to scent it up as well. But I put front strips, facing strips with it, and I also put the leftover strips just inside the humidor to give it a little bit more of a smell. Now let's talk real quick about the sealing system for this. You can see I've got a double seal on top and a double seal on the side. And then on the other door, there's nothing. So this will seal up and seat. And then, boom, we lock it. Let's go ahead and show you what's in the humidor, the most important part. So, I need to reorganize my humidor in a major way, but in general, on the top shelf, I keep the ones that I want to savor and smoke, but I still do smoke them. You'll notice the Liga Privada T52, which is one of my favorite smokes. And then on the next shelf, we have a bag that needs to get mailed. But aside from that, we have cigars in the back that are ones that I love and enjoy, but I also like to share. And that's all these as well. I love to smoke these. These are ones I've gotten in samplers or at cigar events or purchases of singles or 5 stick counts purchases. That's where all this comes from. Next shelf, this is the stuff that I would share for maybe a cigar smoker that's not as familiar with cigars as maybe some other folks. There's a few in there that aren't quite like that, the Viaje that I see there, and then all these ones in the back. These are 5-packs that I've purchased that I didn't put in the upper shelf because it is too full. Last but not least, this is the last shelf. I keep my infused cigars in here, which is generally considered kind of a no-no to store them in the same humidor that you store non-infused cigars in. But I have noticed no problem with it. Like I said, I keep them away from everything, and I've had no problems. The last thing in here that I really want to show is the Unico series. This is a Drew Estate thing that they do. And I'm going to move these over. And one of my favorite cigars in the entire world, the UF13 Dark. This is a Unico from Drew Estate. I already said that. But you can see how nicely it's wrapped. And so one of the things that makes this a great cigar, aside from it's got this little kind of, not quite a pigtail cap, but a little top cap on there. One of the things that makes this so special is that it's a Nicaraguan cigar, and it's part of what they call their Liga Privada line. And if you can see there, you get all sorts of really cool information about it. Not to go on and on too much about these, but they are a favorite. And when you get to a point where you're really looking at a nice medium-bodied smoke, medium to full, this one's gonna do you right. I'm gonna leave that open because I don't want to mess with it right now. So, and the Undercrown Shade and the Undercrown Sungrown, these are probably two of my favorites. I know I say that about every cigar, but God's honest truth, it actually is one of my favorite cigars. So, last but not least, this, where I set the camera really makes my head large. Last but not least is the one that I wanted to show you guys that is my wedding cigar. This is the cigar that I smoked after I got married. It's a Rose of Sharon, which is a Southern Draw product. This is a Rose of Sharon Solideo Gloria. Rose of Sharon is one of the top cigars you can find. It's particularly good as a Lancero, which is the long skinny shape. And it's definitely one to give a shot to. Okay, I don't want to get in too much of a conversation about cigars because this is about humidors. So one of the last things I'm going to say about humidors, and I want you to hear this, you do not need to spend a lot of money on a humidor. You can keep your cigars fresh and well humidified simply by using a cooler or a Tupperware container. I personally like the idea of using a cooler because it makes it a little bit cooler. See what I did there? Anyway, no, it seals well. You can put your humidification items in it. And okay, sorry for the weird transition, but I had to edit a video on my phone, and this is the best I can do. Anyway, the last bit that I want to talk about with humidors is just do yourself a favor and get either Boveda packs or like you can use the crystal gel humidor like from Human Care, or you can use the heartfelt beads. You can find those on eBay or just on the internet. They're a little expensive, but they work and they last a really long time, and that's what I have. But get yourself right on humidification because you will have nothing but problems if you don't. And that's really a key to a lot of cigar issues. So proper humidification, keep it between anywhere from 65 to 72, 73% humidity. I keep mine at right around 69, 70%, and everything is smokable and fantastic. So just another consideration, don't go cheap on your humidifying. Aside from that, that's all I had to tell you about humidors. So I hope you have a great day and keep smoking.